While August 15, 1973 marked the official end of direct U.S. military operations, for the people of Vietnam, the war was far from over. The cessation of American bombing and ground support did not bring immediate peace. Instead, it ushered in a new, even more brutal phase of the conflict, one fought almost entirely by Vietnamese forces. The departure of U.S. combat troops left a significant void,
For
particularly
the
for the Army of the
troops,
Republic of
it was
Vietnam,
a
or
bittersweet
ARVN, which had
departure.
relied heavily on American air
Hope,
power, logistics,
relief,
and strategic guidance
and
for years. While the
uncertainty.
U.S. continued to provide military aid and advisors, the immediate protective umbrella of American firepower was gone, leaving South Vietnamese forces to face the formidable North Vietnamese Army, NVA, and Viet Cong on their own terms. The reality on the ground in Vietnam was stark. The Paris Peace Accords, signed months earlier, were proving to be little more than a fragile ceasefire, frequently violated by both sides. The North Vietnamese, seeing the writing on the wall with the impending full U.S. withdrawal, began to consolidate their positions, pushing further into the South. They viewed the Case-Church Amendment as a clear signal that America's commitment was waning, emboldening them to prepare for a final offensive. Skirmishes escalated into larger battles, and the strategic landscape shifted rapidly. For the South Vietnamese soldier, the psychological impact was immense. They had been told for years that America would stand by them, and now the physical presence of their most powerful ally was dwindling, leaving them with a sense of isolation and vulnerability. Life for Vietnamese civilians, already shattered by years of conflict, remained precarious. Villages that had once been caught in the crossfire of American and Viet Cong forces now faced the internal struggle between the ARVN and the NVA. The aerial bombardments might have ceased, but the landmines remained. The unexploded ordnance lay hidden, and the lingering threat of ground combat continued to disrupt daily life. Families were still separated, homes destroyed, and the specter of violence loomed large. The end of U.S. military operations was not a switch-off moment for peace. It was a complex recalibration of a conflict that had deep indigenous roots and motivations. Photographs and news reports from the time capture the profound sense of uncertainty in South Vietnam. There are images of ARVN soldiers, their faces etched with weariness, holding positions, knowing that the decisive battles were yet to come. There are scenes of civilians trying to cultivate their rice paddies or rebuild their homes, always with an ear open for the sound of distant gunfire or the rumble of tanks. The narrative of August 15th in America was one of withdrawal and closure. In Vietnam, it was one of transition and intensified struggle. The departure of the American fighting force did not bring an end to suffering. It merely changed the nature of the suffering, leaving the Vietnamese people to confront the final, brutal acts of their long civil war.